Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, just kind of want to introduce something new that I've been working on, trying to figure out in this whole YouTube thing, and also captures, presets, trying to kind of dip my toes in everything if I can, and just kind of push myself to come up with the best tones that I can for all of you. And more recently, it's been trying to capture IRs, and it's been quite the process trying to figure out like how to do it. There's like no one concrete way to do it. There's a lot of different programs, so much going on, and also just my software was having some problems, and finally was able to come up with something really cool. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play for you to start. I'm running through my Quad Cortex right here, and what I have is a direct capture of my JMOD, my PRS JMOD 100 in the back here, and then IR I captured of the matching JMOD cab with a reverb 121 SM57, and then I have like the full capture, so that's the entire signal chain of amp and cab together, mics, all that stuff. Nothing changed during that time. All the amp settings, mic settings, gains, all that stuff remains the same. So just a little something to kind of show you what I'm talking about. And let's throw on some drive here. And for this one, we'll throw some more drive on. Okay, flip-flopping. And then let's stack some drives here. Forgot to mention, direct capture with IR is first. All right, let's turn these guys off. All right, just gonna talk a little bit about what I got going on here. So, just was having a lot of problems capturing the IR. Something with Space Designer, which I was using at the time, just wasn't working. It was crashing, and then found Wave Arts, I think it's called IR Capture. Super easy, and it did a really good job. Sent this out to a couple buddies, and it sounds great. So the JMOD, JMDI, and this one was going into the aux box as a the load box. So then went below myself up, and then got the impulse response here. And typically with IRs, like when I've loaded them into Helix, I've been having to, I think it's bump up the volume quite a bit, or vice versa. I really just want to have an IR that kind of does the job from the get-go. So as you can see, like really didn't do much to cut the volume. So that's pretty cool. Moving on to the capture right here. I had to bump it up just a little bit, but just YT YouTube vid. But it's the exact same thing. So have a little bit of spring reverb going. I bump that up just a tiny bit and add a little bit more in terms of the decay. But check it out. I'm not really noticing much of difference. Maybe tell me what you think. So I'm just gonna play some chords here. I think where I might notice a little bit of a difference is in the low end, and that's more on the in-between positions, oddly enough. So just a neck pickup. So not much going on there. So let's go neck middle. Now I don't know, I just can't hear a difference, but really cool. I think it is going to open up some different opportunities for website and for offering amps. Just offering like the mix of direct captures and then maybe throw in an IR or two. I don't really like going down the rabbit hole of having hundreds of them in one pack. I think that's, I don't know, it's just a little silly to me, and then it just kind of throws you off from enjoying and playing. Maybe like 10 IRs, and then you can cycle through them to see which one pairs best. But something that I really like, so with the Quad Cortex, for capture, I've been using this ambience reverb block for kind of that, I guess you like room mic type of thing. Kind of does it. So it works, and then I pair it with the spring reverb. But one thing I really like about having the IR is that you can add room level in that block, and you go to tab number 2, then bring up the room mix, and then you can add the pre-delay, so you can have more of like a back wall type of effect. So here's what that sounds like. Then you can bring it all the way up. I think where I like it most was like right about here, maybe like medium, boom, then throw on the spring right about here. Now it makes me a little bit curious what that would sound like if I switch between like the JMOD capture and then the IR with the room level. So let's try this. B. It's pretty stinking close. Let's take this off here. That's pretty close. So alright, let me digress a bit. I'm gonna turn this back on. I think maybe where I'm hearing some differences, like where I'm stacking the overdrives, I feel like there might be a little bit more clarity with the IR and the direct capture. So let's try that really quick. So neck middle. Let's take this off. So, I don't know. It sounds pretty stinking close to me, but I like the flexibility of the IR, like having the ability to do the high pass, low pass, which I'm really used to, like in the fractal world, having the separate cab. So this could be really handy. I'm really curious how my sine wave amp is going to capture direct, and then also doing an IR capture of my V Boutique cab back there as well. So for those of you who bought the JMOD variety pack, this will be coming to you, at least the IR will. And if you like this video and you want that, that capture, so the direct capture and even the full capture, if you like both of those, then I will send it to you. But the IR will be coming to those of you who qualify for it from my website, and hope you like it. I would love some feedback, because if it's good enough, then I'll try to create more IRs. If it's not, then it's kind of back to the drawing board. But let me know what you think about it. Direct capture with IR versus a full capture on the Quad Cortex. Take care.